Welcome, Marie here in Zone 6 with a look at the garden in early July. Coming out on my back deck, the autumn joy sedum is getting its buds for the beautiful blooms to come, and the beacon impatiens are looking grand in the other container. The easy way petunias, I still try to deadhead regularly. Taking not just the bloom, but part of the stem is my goal. I've modified this container as well as this container. I had some white flowers, which I took out, and I added some, I think it's called licorice splash, this bluish green plant, as well as some Super Bells blue. You will see in this particular container, you can see the indigo mini vista in the middle, which I kept. My leftovers, not dinner, my leftover plants are filling in, and I added another Dusty Miller, which I didn't know what to do with, so I stuck it in here too. There's that hosta I leave in a container all year round, and it comes back. And here is some coleus that I grew from seed. And here's some more. And down below is some foxglove that I winter sowed. I planted some, but I had these left, and so I just stuck them in a container. More wave petunia. In these containers on either side of the deck, I pruned the lower part of the wave petunias. I pruned those parts off, hoping to fill out the top a little bit more. I'll see what happens. Coming down the steps, the beacon impatiens are really filling in and looking fantastic. And I added some beacon impatiens under this lime light prime. So it kind of makes like a welcoming walkway here with the impatiens on either side. I've added more bamboo sticks to try to keep the hose from damaging my lovely plants. Over by these top hat begonias, which should get huge, I've added beacon impatiens in between because there was kind of a void in between the begonias, and so I wanted to fill it. So I added some beacon impatiens, and they should fill in nicely. Over headed to the long flower bed, the potato vine is cascading onto the concrete, and the hibiscus has gotten even lovelier. The little quickfire has really started to bloom. It's just gorgeous. It does great in the part shade. There's more beacon impatiens. And the limelight punch has started to get its buds. So exciting. That's Roseanne geranium you see coming through that limelight punch. More beacon impatiens, which have mounded, and the bobo will be in full bloom soon. And there is a black-eyed Susie. I don't know how it got there, but I left it and it looked great last year. More Roseanne geranium, beacon impatiens, and my limelight prime. Yep, it looks like it has some buds as well. That one's a little slow, which is fine. My beacon impatiens, looks like a river to me. And here are some cone flowers I planted in back a couple of years ago, maybe 1 or 2 years ago. They've gotten really tall. There's a quickfire fab, the firelight with its lovely buds. There's that August moon hosta. Love it. It cuts all the green along with the penstemons burgundy leaves. Cuts through all the green so it's not so flat. Roseanne geranium. Love it. Blooms into the fall. And the Gatsby pink has started to turn pink. Starts off white. Look at there, just marvelous. And I'll get those burgundy leaves around fall. Oh, look, there's an early starter. Look at that leaf. Starting early to turn burgundy. Wow. The limetta is in bloom. And back in the hidden garden, the anise hyssop has started to get its buds or blooms. That one gets more sun. This one isn't as far as long on this side because it doesn't get as much sun, I believe, as the other one. There's an Annabelle. That limelight I got not too long ago. And here's my bigger limelight my friend gave me from her yard. She didn't want it anymore. Thank you very much. And it's starting to get some buds. There is some in substance. And this quickfire fab, I doubt it gets blooms, or at least many, because it's become so shady back here. And another Annabelle. I had to provide a little support with the rain. It's gotten a little floppy, but it's still beautiful. Another some in substance. Down here, I have Bleeding Heart and another some in substance. Across from the Gatsby pink and this flower bed, besides the beacon impatiens, of course, look at these bobos. There's one. There's two. They should be in full bloom soon. And the quickfires, one there, firelight in the middle, which is starting to bloom, so exciting. And this quickfire are doing well. And actually this quickfire is starting to turn pink. They don't call it quickfire for nothing. Heading over by the fence extension I built this year. The August moon hostas are looking fantastic. Once again, a great color to cut the green color. And this Gatsby star is turning a lovely pink. This oak leaf hydrangea. That's an Annabelle. And the limelights are starting to get their buds. These two limelights. Over on the table I built years ago, the begonias are really starting to grow. And I just planted these not that long ago. There's the tag. And I'm hoping that white color, kind of figuratively speaking, glows over here in this shady area. Over by the faux shed I built years ago. This Annabelle is looking pretty. And over by this screen I built this year, the Pinky Winky is getting a few blooms. It's not very sunny over here, but it usually gets a few blooms. I'm fine with that. My crocus roses, David Austin. There's one bud. We'll see what happens. And this firelight on the corner of the deck is looking splendid. Here is the Sophie Rose, David Austin. Heading into the back, past this first arborvitae, the Canna is blooming. I grew from seed. And there's another bud in there to come soon into a fantastic bloom. Down below, the Snowdrift Supertunia, the Bordeaux, and the Dusty Miller are looking marvelous. And behind, my Phlox paniculata, or panicle phlox, is starting to bloom. That's another August moon hosta down there. The Autumn Joy sedum is getting its buds, and the Quick Fire Fab will be in full bloom soon. Look at that. My Black Eye Susie seemed to have budded up early, but we've had a lot of unusual heat, so that's probably why. And in this container, as well as the other container with the pink you see down there, the Bubblegum Supertunia, the Snowdrift Supertunia, and the Beacon Impatient are doing well. For some reason, my Supertunias in these containers have light leaves, but it just adds some interest. That's the way I view it. Here's a container I added over here recently. There is Snowdrift Supertunia, Bordeaux, a White Beacon Impatient, and Verbena. And I was hoping to tie this container in with this front container. So they're not perfect matches, but they have at least two flowers that are the same, so they complement. The Clematis still has some blooms, and the New Dawn has gotten a number of buds, so it should be blooming again soon. More Beacon Impatience, Autumn Joy sedum, and August Moon hosta, and another Quickfire Fab for repetition, and another Black Eye Susie. Once again, repetition makes the garden look orderly when you have repetition here and there. Gives it a sense of rhythm. And my zinnias that I planted in this container, I have my first bloom. More to come. I love this Autumn Joy sedum in this container. It's low maintenance and it looks neat on this table. And it kind of gives a break to the eye without having flowers. Down below, here's that Silverberry Supertunia, the Dusty Miller, and my pink Verbena has buds, but well, I think it has buds. Well, I guess it will have buds eventually. And hopefully more blooms to come. Over by the deck, this Quickfire is looking fantastic and starting to turn pink. In the East Garden, which is the front garden, the Snowdrift Supertunias are looking grand. The Bordeaux is looking good, as well as the potato vine. There's that Incredible. The Daisy May, and more Snowdrift Supertunia. And by the steps, the silverberries are starting to cascade. I planted some Victoria salvia up here recently in the front, right here, as well as on the other side. That's Millennium Allium and Silverberry. In order to have some consistent purple blooms in between my May night blooming, I wanted a consistent bloom. And there is the limelight with plenty of buds. I may have to prune it back some as usual. And here is the other limelight. Thanks for watching and consider subscribing.